Man, what's up, kids? Let me check and see where we are. Let's see here. You are live. We can watch it on YouTube. Let's see where we're at on Facebook tonight. Let's see where we're. I put up a thing. I canceled the original, the original thing I was going to do. The original comment. Yeah, there we are in Shaggy's group. Let's see if we're in our group. Yeah, there we are in our group. There's Mara. What's up, Mara? Again, going home. Kind of weird this time of the week. Let's see here. I canceled it. I'll tell you why I canceled it. I canceled it because I was gonna, do the broker bashing thing, and the reason for that was because I had been on, on DAT. I got on DAT, and I get on it so infrequently that I had even I don't even know how to log in to it. Hold on, let me see if I can get my chat. I got this new thing going. Let me see here. I got this new software going. I'm still playing with it. So I'm on my Facebook group. I think I'm on Shaggy's group. If he doesn't kick me out, I think I'm on. I know I'm on YouTube, and I really like the YouTube thing. I wish you guys would. I wish you guys would join me there because there's a lot of stuff. Hey, Elizabeth, what's up? Part of that cancel culture. Eh? Well, I don't know if you can count it as cancel culture when you do it to yourself. I guess you can. I guess you can do that. What's my YouTube? Let me look. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Let me see if I can get it on there. I think it's just Frank G Trucks. That's my channel. That's what my channel name is. Frank G Trucks. I'll see if I can get. I'll see if I can get a loop going. I didn't have any cool titles or anything to put up there, but let me see if I can find it. I might wreck everything, so you don't ever know. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, it seems to be working. It's Frank G Trucks, and I have a whopping 19 subscribers so far because I just started doing that. And hold on a minute. There's a delay over there, so I have to turn the sound down. But it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's Frank G Trucks on YouTube, and somebody's watching. It must be me. I just started that. I'm trying to work on that and build it up. Get that thing going, and I like it. Shaggy say, yes, you and Shaggy group. Shaggy say, Kyle Graves say, what up, Frank G? What up, Kyle? I hadn't seen you in a blue moon. Glad to see you. Anyway, I canceled it because I got on that. And I never get on there. I get on there so infrequently that Mara say, I can't find it. Okay, subscribing now. Well, it's on there. It's on there. I just logged on to it. I just saw it. Now, let me see if I can find a link and put it up here. See if I can make this work. I don't know if Facebook will let you do that or not. Nicholas, what up? There's a link. Anyway, I got on that and I got so mad, and then I watch all the comments on social media because what kind of freight you got, Frankie? None, Nikki. I got all of my freight's dedicated and I got carriers on it. And have had for years and years. Let me tell you how that works. I'll explain to you what we do. We do agricultural contracts with a couple with two big co-ops, and we've been doing that for 20, 22, 23 years now. It's all tankers. That's what we do, and I do my annual contracts this time of year. In fact, we've already got most of them written up and going now, and what we do, I did it for Dick Salad. I was going to call you, but I'm waiting on my buddy. I may try to come up there tomorrow. I got to find out what Ricky's doing, Justin. I want to talk to you about something. I got something I want to talk to you about. But anyway, what we do every year is we go out and meet with our haulers, our carriers, and we sit down and have an annual meeting, and we try to combine it up. The meeting, we combine it with, hey, like my hat, Justin. Check out my hat. I need a new shirt, man. I got to get a new shirt. We go out there and we meet with all of our carriers, and it's 7 or 8 of them, and we all get in a room somewhere out in New Mexico, and we have dinner and we sit down and we talk about all of our rates for next year and the freight lanes that we want to target and the rates that we want to put in for next year. And we get all that hammered out, and it takes a couple of hours. It usually takes, I don't know, sometimes 2 or 3 hours because we go through a lot of different stuff. I did it for years and years, and now Frank 3 does it, and he's been doing it. This will be his 4th year, I guess, doing it. And we both take turns going out there because these guys have been hauling for us. We got one guy that's been hauling for us 20 years, and he's got he hangs around 13 to 15 trucks, and then the other guys, we got another guy with about 12 or 15 trucks. So that's what we do, and we do dedicated routes every year. Frank, I'm watching from 3 platforms. Wow. Is it Shaggy? Does it look good on the YouTube? I see it's on there, but when I can't go there. I can't go there because there's a delay and it throws me off. There's an echo, so I have to stay here. Anyway, that's what we do, and we've been doing it for 20 years. And we get together with our carriers out there, and we sit down every year right about this time. I think Frank's either going out there this week or next week. And then we talk about all of our lanes and what we want to do and how we want to do it for next year. And kind of a long story, not worth really getting into, bore everybody. I'm just a one truck shop, so it's cool. I've got some one truck guys. I do. A couple of them. And I don't have anything in the world with a one truck shop. Anyway, that's what we do every year. This time of year, we go out there and meet with everybody, talk about rates, talk about the different areas that we want to run, compared to last year and all that. And then I go in, once we put the rates together, I go back to the customer and submit our rates, and that's pretty much it. And then we get our contracts for the next year or 2 years. Some of it's 2 years, some of it's 1 year. And then we execute. So that's what we do. That's how we do it. Um, I've got some tankers, and then the customer has some tankers, and we use their tankers too. But it's all tanker stuff, and we've been doing it for a long time, a lot of years. But that's how it works. We've had one guy in the last several years um, that left, and that guy he had been with us, a couple years, I mean 2 or 3 years, and then when the rates went real high on the spot market, um, he got the bug, he got the itch real bad, and he went out and he bought some reefers and jumped out there on the spot market and making the big money, run, making that big money, and he's called now for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Every Monday he calls Frank and wants to know if he can come back. Because the spot market's it's a dump now. Yeah, everyone jumped on the spot market. He did too. But he was the only carrier that left us. The rest of them have been with us a lot longer, and they've seen these markets, do this and do this and do this. And we don't. We don't do that. Ours stays the same all year round. And it never stops. It just goes. So anyway, he jumped out there, and I guess he had 4 trucks, I think. Well, anyway, the day he jumped out there and left, to call Frank and told him he was going to go haul reefer freight, Frank replaced him. He just called a couple other carriers and said, "Hey, if you want to add some trucks, I got a spot." They filled it up that day. So now he calls back and he wants to come back because, the spot market. Do you have a variable fuel surcharge? Of course we do. Yeah, it changes every Tuesday. I used to publish it here. I used to put it in this group, the Frank G3 Trucks group, every Tuesday. But everybody's got their own fuel surcharge. But yeah, it changes every Tuesday. Today, hold on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is today. It's 83 cents today. Spot market went back to normal. Well, spot market to me is way below normal. And that's what I was going to talk about tonight. That's what I was going to bring up. And, the reason is because, I was saying was I got on DAT the other day, and fuel just went up at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Fuel's the same this week as it was last week. Anyway, and we get our fuel surcharge from the Department of Energy. We log in there every Tuesday morning, and it usually changes. Nasty fuel goes down 38 cents at midnight. We get on the DOE, Department of Energy website, and they've got all the different fuel surcharges for the different parts of the country. Nasty was a typo. I think that's in your mind, Mara. I think that nasty is in your mind. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, the fuel surcharge, we take it off the DOE every Tuesday and add 10% to that, whatever it is, and then that's what we send to the customer. That's the agreement we have with them, and we have had it that way for, God, years and years. And we don't even talk about it. We just, every Tuesday when it comes in, one of our girls pulls it off the thing, adds her 10%, and she sends an email to the customer. And then they go in and change their computer so that all of our billing for that week reflects that fuel surcharge. And they tried a couple of years ago. They wanted to do their own fuel surcharge because, see, we get paid round trips. We get paid going out and coming back. We come back empty. We take the tanks, we unload them. Hey, Betty, what up? We take the tanks out, unload them, and turn around and get them washed out. turn around, come back and do it again. And so they tried to, nice, it's automated. It's automated by virtue of the fact that Katie does it in my office. But anyway, they tried to cut our fuel surcharge because we were coming back empty, and they would try to give us a reduced fuel surcharge based on the fact that we bill for round trips. And I just said, no, no, we're not going to do that. And so they had a young guy that was the boss. He was the new boss. And he said, well, he threatened me. He said, well, I'd hate to see such a good, long relationship, be threatened by something like this. And I said, pull the plug, bitch. Do it. Good luck finding somebody to haul your shit, because I do a bunch of it. I do a lot of it. I said, good luck finding somebody to haul your shit. I said, but let me know. I said, if you ever threaten me again like that, I said, be prepared to pick it up the next day because I'll pull out. I don't care. I don't need it. So it's nice to be in a position like that. And you got to be careful. I've always figured if you give somebody an ultimatum, you better be prepared to go ahead and accept it, whatever they say. And that day when I did that, I was prepared. I was prepared to pull it out that day. So anyway, we got past that, and that's our fuel surcharge. Changes every Tuesday. Always has, always will, has to, but that's built into our contract. So that's what we do. And it's a dedicated thing. And then we do some of the government stuff still. Frank hates it. He won't do it, but I do it, because I know a lot of guys up there. We did so much of it, for so many years, that I still get phone calls. Some of that I think is by accident. Some of it I think is because they just know me and they'll pick up the phone and call me. But we get calls for some of the government stuff. We don't go in like we used to. We don't go in there and bid on contracts and stuff like that anymore like we used to. We haven't done that in probably 8 years. But some of the specialty stuff, if they've got some specialty thing coming up, we'll do it. Like, for instance, this last hurricane, I didn't do very much for it. I did a little bit, but very, very, I did specialty stuff. We hauled some heavy equipment down there. That's it. I'm not, as far as hauling for FEMA, I'm not interested. I did it for years and years and years. And, there were times that we would have, at any given time, there were times that we'd have 300 trucks running, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and usually last like that, heavy like that for 30 to 40 days, and then it'll taper off, and it'll go for 90 to 100, 120 days total. But the amount of trucks that you have in there doing it will taper off as you go along. It's already tapered off now for Florida, and a lot of the private industry people are doing it now. That's why the rates are so cheap. Anyway, I got on that the other day. I was just monkeying around. I don't even know how to get on it. Frank has to, I got to bug him and say, hey man, come in here and get me on that, and he'll get me on there. And I started looking around, and it really, it really made me mad. And Shaggy and I have been talking about this stuff for so long. And we've been saying the exact same thing. I went back and looked the other day just to be sure, because he and I were talking on the phone, and I went back just to be sure. And we've been saying the same thing for 5 years. I looked at some of the old videos. Some of them were pretty funny. I'm surprised that we didn't both get kicked off social media, some of the stuff we said and did. But anyway, I went back and looked, and we've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over. And Shaggy would call me and he'd go, man, all these people are going broke. All these people are parking trucks. All these people are doing this. All these people are doing that, And I said, they're not listening they don't listen to us. They'll come on here, and they'll pay attention. Triplet. Yeah, Shaggy's logistics shirt would be nice. William, the only way I'm ever going to get a Shaggy's logistics shirt is if I have one made. And I'm never, ever going to do that. And if I did, it would probably say Shaggy's Logistics on Shaggy's company on it, but it would have some other nice things that I would add to that for having to make my own shirt. So I'm not ready for that. Trisha, are you at home, in the truck, or in a bar? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Anyway, I got on there and it really made me mad. And then I get on social media and I look around at these guys, talking on social media. And I've been saying this for years and years. We're in this industry, in this business, we're our own worst enemy. We do the same exact thing all the time in the home bar. Good. Nicholas, I'm running every day. I'm not parking anything. Good for you. And, our buddy, Sparky Anderson called me the other day and we were talking about one thing. He said, you know something, brother? He said, I think right about now, he said, if you're not settled in somewhere, if you're not locked in and settled into something, good luck making it in this spot market, because it's dead. It's just dead. It's beat. And the brokers are doing that. That's who's doing it. And everybody knows how I feel about these guys that are out there. And this one guy, and he's on YouTube all the time. He's got a big following, and I don't know why, because the guy, he's a friend of a friend, so I haven't really said anything much about it. But he really doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and he's on there crying for broker transparency. It's not that bad. I run it every day. Cool. Good for you. You know what you're doing then. But it's these guys I see on there, and they'll go, well, I get my company rates going out. So if I haul cheap freight coming back, then that's okay. I don't care. So that, all these guys that are out there that think they can operate a trucking company off of load boards, and they are out there. There's thousands and thousands of them. That inbound, that backhaul rate for that guy that's got customer freight going outbound, that backhaul rate's what's killing them, because it's their head haul rate. And I know that some of the other guys on Facebook, there's no such thing as a backhaul. Yes, there is. There absolutely is. If I pull one of my trucks out of New Mexico, Idella, so glad you're here. It's just not the same without John. I mean, it ain't the same. I feel a warmness when you're here. Anyway, if I pull a load for one of my customers, and they'll get a deal once in a while, and we'll pull loads out of Kansas, and we'll pull them all the way down to Orlando and Miami. If I do that, 9 times out of 10, I load those trucks back. I don't just deadhead them back. Sometimes I do, but not very often. I'll load those trucks back, even if I have to deadhead up into Georgia, or over into Alabama or whatever, because, when you're looking at deadheading a truck, 15, 1,800 miles, deadheading 300 or 400 miles to a backhaul really doesn't hurt you. So I'll go, pick up a load in Georgia or Alabama and haul that load back, just to get the revenue on the truck. And I still bill my customer for round trip miles, but I'll get the rate coming back too. And that's, we do pretty well. But in my world, in the world I live in, it's a backhaul. That's what it is. It's a backhaul. If I don't load it, I still get paid round trip miles. If I do load it, I make extra money. So it's still a backhaul. But I'm in a tanker world. It's food grade. I'm limited to what I can put on it, because of that. It's not like I can get on DAT and find 40 loads, hauling. On the other hand, I go to Florida all the time. You get great rates going in, but you get a hop load to Georgia and get a better rate going somewhere out west. It's always been that way. I've been doing this since my company started out. My dad moved, he started a company in 1963 in North Carolina, and then he moved the family and the business down to Florida in 1968. So I trucked out of there for many, many, many years. And then I moved the company here to Nashville in it's been a while now, 2000. I moved it here in 2000. So, we still have a place in Florida. We still go down there a lot. I got kids down there. I got 2 of my kids and grandkids and stuff like that. So Florida's home still, really, but I'm in Nashville now. Anyway, I got on that and it pissed me off. And then I get on social media and I hear these guys going, yeah, well, we need broker transparency. Well, why don't we have truck transparency? You don't have the competition with tanker loads versus regular freight. No, you don't. But you're limited. I mean, it's kind of 6 and 1, half dozen of the other. You know what I mean? I'm very limited as to what I can put on my food grade tankers. I mean, it's not like I can find 30 loads. If I find loads for those guys, and I know who to call, I've been doing it for so long. But if I find loads for those guys, it's going to be the same place, the same time, the same product, all that. So yeah, I'm very limited, but I'm not out there dealing with these brokers either. Everyone's jumping off dry van going to container freight over here near Savannah. The ports are crowded. Yeah, we got a good friend. I don't know if he's on here or not. I don't think so. But you deal with a better class of people, just saying. Yeah, that's like that's just kind of like the same boat you're in, I guess. People call you and ask you to do stuff and do work. It's not like you got somebody, in your office up there sitting all day, Justin, going, gee, sorry, but the loads are real cheap, right? You don't have to deal with that either. You're dealing with the direct source, hauling for people directly. You're dealing with people that need your service. Heavy equipment, same deal. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people, Justin, while you're on here. A lot of my friends, a lot of people are jumping out of the dry van and reefer market. And believe it or not, I started to call you the other day. Believe it or not, they're hauling cows. And I don't know how long that's going to last for them, because they're not really cow haulers like we know cow haulers. They're not, those people. They're actually van and reefer people. But now, now they're going out and hauling cows because it pays good. They're getting good money. So that and some other weird things going on. And I mentioned to one of them, she called me and she's got 4 trucks. She said, I don't know if we're going to stay in it or not. And I said, we better call Justin. He's got some cattle pots for sale, but I don't know anything about them. I hadn't talked to him. I haven't been up there in a couple weeks. But anyway, I gave her your number. Anyway, cattle season is busy. Yeah, they're busy as hell right now. And they're paying good because of that. So that's what some of these people that are, smarter than the average duck are saying, well, I don't know how long I'm going to do it, but I'm doing it now. Anyway, I looked at DAT and I looked on the social media, the people that comments that they're making and all this stuff. And I thought, you know what? It had gotten to a point on here on Facebook that I would come in here, stop what I'm doing. I have 9 ready to go price for the guy getting started. Cool. I'll tell him. I was with Ricky the other day and, Justin, and he said, I said, well, you know how much I know about hauling cows? And he goes, what's that? I said, well, Justin's got some cattle pots for sale up there. And he said the floors were 40% or 50%. And I said, what does that mean? Because in my world, in my tanker world, there is no floor. But in the reefers that I did for 30 some years, if you have a floor at 50%, you're in deep shit. You're going to put a floor in the trailer. It's, you know that. So anyway, I mentioned that to Ricky and he just laughed and explained to me what the difference was. That's how much I know about it. Idella, as long as you're here, I don't care if you're late. I don't care if you're early. You can call me on the phone. I mean, that's how it works. So anyway, I see people moving around. That's what we do. That's what we do. The people like us on this phone call right now, on this little whatever it is, broadcast or whatever. The people now, we've been doing this for years. We operate in the gray areas. We do the shit other people can't do. Okay? You're not going to see. JB Hunt and Schneider both tried to do what I do in the tanker world, and they could not make it work. And they both got out of it. And they don't do it. They sold all their equipment. You know how I know that? I bought a bunch of it. But they can't do it. They can't do what Justin Crowe does at Circle C. They can't do what he does. They can't or won't do that. They won't do it because they don't know how to make it work. It's too complicated or it requires too much. Tell you a story. You know, I love stories. We had an account out of Nashville, and it ran up to Louisville, and it had 10 loads a day. And it was heavy stuff. It weighed like 46,000 pounds. Dry van, weighed 46,000 pounds. And we called this one guy, kept calling us. He kept calling, and he's a pretty good sized trucking company. I guess he's got about 100 trucks. He said, I really want to haul that for you guys. Is there any way they can cut the weight on the loads? I said, no, they won't cut it. Hell no, they will not cut it. And I said, look, you're legal. You're okay. Everything's fine. He said, you don't understand. He said, 1 out of 2 or 3 or 4 of my drivers will go down there. They won't slide the tandems. They won't slide the fifth wheel. They'll just load it on the trailer. And he goes, they'll go right out there to the state line and pull up on that scale and be 2,000 pounds over on their axles because they don't know how to do it. And the ones that do know how to do it are either too lazy or too stupid. He said, so I'm going to get 1 or 2 trucks every day caught on that scale. So I said, well, I'm sorry for you because based on that, you really can't haul anything over about 30,000 pounds, do you? He said, I try to keep it at about 32. I said, well, this ain't going to work. But that's what you run into. These big companies won't do it or they can't do it. And it's all, Justin said, I deal with it all the time. What a joke. Yeah, but that's where we live. That's who we are. My dad, when he first started, we hauled produce out of Florida. That's what we did. Haul bale cotton, you'll find out what you can't cut a bale. Anyway, we all produce out of Florida, which runs, you know, if you know the right guys down there and you're in the right group or you have the right connections and stuff, you know, that runs about 6 or 7 Matt, hell, I'm running 43,000 pound loads. Well, yeah, but Matt, you're normal with a normal brain. You're not like some of these guys these people are dealing with. Anyway, we would haul produce out of Florida, and we'd start out way down at the bottom when the produce market first started. Box rate out of Pompano. Yeah. And we would come, you know, we would follow the tomato crop or the regular crops, the melon crops and all that. We'd follow them all the way up the East Coast into the Carolinas every year. And that was usually about 9-10 months out of the year. 1,000 box cabbage Hunts Point next day. Exactly. Perfect example of that. Fabulous training. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. You can't train somebody you can't teach somebody not to be lazy. If they're lazy and shitty and they don't care because you know what? They can get mad at you and go, hey, you know what? Fuck you people and quit and walk out the door. And by noon the same day, they'll have another job. All they got to do is get online. They'll have another job driving the exact same kind of truck for the exact same amount of money, you know, with the same benefits, the same everything. They can drive a Cascadia. You know, they'll get a 1-year-old Cascadia and they'll be driving for that other company by tomorrow morning. They'll go out tomorrow morning. So they don't care. They don't care. If you fire them, they don't care. They'll just go to the next thing. They don't care. 100% turnover, 100+% turnover. in this industry. Wonder why? Because they don't give a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They quit JB Hunt and go to work for Swift. Same thing. Same deal. Laziness is incurable. So is stupidity. There's no cure for stupidity either. That's why I don't want drivers. No driver's ever going to take care of your equipment the way you do, or take care of your business, or give a shit. You're talking about the guys that leave pee bottles on the ground. Yeah, and that's a big thing. I've actually had people get accounts, walk in and get a brand new account. In fact, Frank got one time. And their complaint was that these drivers that we were using came in there and they left piss bottles all over the place, and they ran over his damn bushes out front, backing in, because they couldn't back a truck. They kept tearing up his shrubbery and leaving piss bottles. And they'd show up with a dirty, filthy trailer. Then they make them go in there and sweep the trailer, and then they'd argue with them. Well, I don't sweep trailers. I'm a truck driver. That bullshit. And they go in there and argue with everybody on the dock and get them all pissed off, everybody on the dock, and then spend 30 or 40 minutes sweeping out a trailer while they got people sitting around on forklifts paying them $20 an hour, and that's how you get new accounts, is those stupid people. Actually, stupidity can be helped. I don't know. I don't know about that. Work ethic is developed from upbringing. I agree 100%. Big companies only like to mess with product that a monkey can handle. Anyone require brains or work, stay away from, because they have so many claims on loads. Yeah. 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 So that's what kind of spurred me this week. I got into that. I got into that mindset, and I said, you know what? And then last couple of weeks, everybody's been working, everybody's been busy and this and that. And there's only 8 or 7 or 8 people on here. It's always the same one, all my friends that I talk to on the phone all the time anyway. And I thought, what's the point of me doing that? I got other shit I can be doing. If I'm on the computer during the day, like if I put, something in the Frank G Trucks page, or if I respond to people and stuff, that's because I'm sitting at my desk working. Like what you guys can see in this picture, everybody's gearing up for holidays. Good. I hope you're right, John. Anyway, what you can see in this picture over here to this side of me is another computer. You can't see it, but the one that I'm kind of sort of looking at, talking into, is my work computer, and the other one's usually my Christmas is canceled. Nicholas, you're funny, man. Anyway, if I'm sitting here at my desk and I'm playing around on Facebook, I'm actually sitting at my desk working on that other computer. And I'll just, the Facebook thing, when somebody sends me a message or whatever, it'll go ding. I turn around and look, respond to it. And so, at the end of the day, when the day is done, we'll be a Grinch, Nicholas. And when the day is done, it's okay with me to stand up and walk around and go have dinner with my girl and hang out, stuff like that. So I thought, well, nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear an old fat guy sitting around talking about trucking. And the ones that are on my page pretty much know it anyway. And I'm trying to help people. That's kind of the idea of the whole thing, is to try to help people out. So that's kind of that. I don't know. That's kind of my thing. Let's see here. Just came over from Facebook. Hey, Shaggy. See, I don't even know who you guys are over here on YouTube. Laura be like, found you. You Rube, feed much better than Facebook. Is it? How's this? No kidding. Huh. That's so weird. Says I only got one person watching. That's weird. Fire. Anyway, at some point, I'm going to move everything, all of my stuff. I'm going to move it all over to, YouTube at some point. I was like, because I like to start my show with a little music and hanging out and dancing and shit and having fun and all that. I left YouTube posts because you couldn't see comments. Oh, you couldn't? I can. I can see the comments over there. Here's the thing right now, Mara. I'm on Shaggy's page. I'm on my page on Facebook, and I'm on my YouTube page, and I can't see unless I flip over like I just do. Always dropping fire, Alejandro. I have to run back and forth between my page and Shaggy's page to see all the comments because this new thing that I got is showing me right now. It's showing me Shaggy's comments and it's showing me the YouTube comments, but nothing from this page. Isn't that weird? I mean, that's kind of fucking weird, I think. So I'm having to jump around to see all the comments. I had to make you a YouTube channel of my own. I got one. I'm on there. I'm on the YouTube thing. And I can get on there. Let me see. I can get on there. I can see all the comments over there. Isaiah is on there. He says your feed is much better than Facebook. Laura's over there, or was. Mara the Step Decker. See, I would know who that is. Otter. It's perfect on YouTube. Found it. Had to create a channel to chat. I see all the comments and stuff. There's some people over there now watching it. I got to build that up. I got to get to do comments. I needed to do, so I did. Oh, okay. You had to make your own. I got it. I'm getting there. Anyway, I got on that, and it just really made me mad that, and we know, we all know that the rates these brokers put on that is just a starting place. Now it's going to shut me down. Okay, it popped back up. See, if it starts that shit, I'll have to sign off. Anyway, we all know that. Those rates are a starting place. Everybody knows that. Nicholas knows that because he's making a living doing it. And I know a few other people that are. We all know that's a starting place. But right now, I see it freezing up. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't know why. I've got a great signal. Is it freezing up on you guys? Is that what's happening? Let me see. I can't tell. I can't tell what's freezing up and what's not. Anyway, if they put $1,000, I stopped booking with TQL because they don't want to negotiate rates. Correct. They don't have to. Yeah. Sorry, Adele. I don't know what's going on with that. If it's, but if they put $1.37 on there, and then they can let you negotiate to $1.70, then do you think you've done something, and they'll give it to you, and you're still making $1.50 a mile more than you are. And that's what makes me mad. Now this thing is jumping around. I don't get it. So I got mad about that, and I was in a bad mood about that. And then it occurred to me, I thought about what Sparkly said. Waiting for live signal. There is no waiting for live. I have a great signal. I'm like 8 inches from my Wi-Fi tower. Anyway, it just made me mad. I got mad. I said, nobody wants to listen to me talk, so I just canceled the shit. But I enjoy doing it. I like coming on here and talking. I like, doing what I do. I like trying to help people and all that. So I said, well, fuck it. I'll get back on there and do what I do, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Nick, if it's $1,000, I should easily be able to ask for at least $1,300. If they say no, I leave it. Yeah, but it's not $1,000, Nicholas. It's $1,300. You should be getting $1,600 because when you start out rates at $1.37 a mile, which if you take your 80 cent out for fuel surcharge, that's what these rates are now. They're less than $2 on the page. So they're wanting you to haul it for $1.20. So if you add your fuel surcharge in there at 80 cent or whatever it is, whatever you decide your fuel surcharge, if you add that in there, you're still hauling for less than $2.50. And they know that. And they're good at it. That's what they do. They play that game all the time. All the time. And that really pisses me off. It really pisses me off that they do that. So, dig in somewhere, get buried in like I don't know where Sparky is tonight. I guess he's out and about trucking. I think he was down in Texas night before last or whatever. Let me see something here. Okay, over here now. Oh God, feel much better. I look forward to watching this as part of my weekly routine. Good, Jonathan. I'm glad. I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. I've got everybody subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Where is it? Where's it at? I don't know. I can't hit it because it's my channel. Hit the like button, all that, and we'll get it built up, and we'll move over here eventually because evidently it's a whole lot better over here than it is over there at that other place. Anyway, that's what kind of got me aggravated. Facebook keeps freezing. Yeah, and they're telling me that YouTube is not, and I don't get it. If one is, the other should be. So that aggravated me. I thought, well, nobody's here and everybody's off doing their thing and they're tired of hearing me talk. So I'll, Tuesday nights, I'll just, go eat crow and hang out and do all that shit. But anyway, I like doing it. I'll probably keep doing it. But at some point, what is your YouTube page, Frank? Trish, I posted it. Hold on, let me see if I can do it again. Ooh, there it is. At some point, because of shit like this freezing up and shit, at some point I'll probably switch over to YouTube and use it more. It's just easier. That YouTube thing is a lot easier. And I can do more there than you're allowed to do here. I'm always keep this. This won't change. But, and I'll share it over here. But that's where we're at right now. I'm actually broadcasting on YouTube and I have it shared to Facebook. And historically, ever since I started doing this, it was the other way around. I would be on Facebook and share it to YouTube, but now it's the other way around. So anyway, I was kind of annoyed, and we're all our own worst enemy. It's these guys out there that are in the gray area like we are, and they're hauling this freight. If these guys put it out there for $1.37, somebody goes and picks it up. And that's what killed the spot market. I will tell you this. The people that Justin Crow deal with, the people that I deal with, a lot of you on here that I know really well. And Mara and I were talking about this earlier. The shippers haven't changed their rates. Where there were $3, $4 2 months ago, they're still paying that. The only difference is now they're paying it to brokers, not you. The brokers are keeping it. So you get this guy, and he gets on there because he's the voice of the American trucker. He was a company driver for 2 years, or give or take. But now all of a sudden, he's the voice of the American trucker now. And he gets on there and he goes, yeah, we want broker transparency. We want to know. Well, when you go buy a pair of shoes at Walmart, do you ask them what they charge, how much they paid for the shoes? Name of the YouTube channel. Scroll down. It's right below this one, Idella. Right there. That same guy. We want to. What about do you when you go to Kroger You know, and buy eggs. Do you ask them how much they paid for the eggs? You do that? You do that? Really? You do that? When you go to a car lot, you ask them what they paid for the car? You think they really tell you the truth? I got news for you. I've been a broker since 1987. Okay. If somebody, and I did have a guy call the other day, it was on some of my dedicated stuff, and he said, I'd like to come work for you guys, but first of all, I want to know what you're charging the customer. And I said, yeah, you don't want to work for me because I already don't like you because you're stupid. How much does it cost you to operate your truck? How about that? You tell me that, and I'll give you a 10% profit. I went and got the customer. I've had them for 20 years. Without me, I don't need you. So that's kind of how I see it. This thing's all frozen up. Hold on a second. I don't know if it's frozen up in the other place. No, hell no. YouTube has one heck of a delay. Yeah, they do. Shaggy's still on here? He was. He's pointing at the screen. Yeah, brokers don't care for rates so low. Truck drivers go out of business. At the end of the day, if trucks go out of business, demand will go up and they can charge more, which is true. And they will. And they will. So I just hate seeing people go under anytime. Because, you know, over the last couple of years, people have paid a lot of money for trucks. A lot of them, a whole lot more than the trucks are worth. A lot more. So now you got a truck payment. Now you got a trailer payment. And if you took Kenny Long's advice, you went out and got your own authority, which you shouldn't have done to begin with because you're not ready for that. But you did. So now you got bills to pay. You got insurance you got to pay. You got all that stuff you got to pay. And the rates are about half of what they were a year ago. Half, if that, if even that. You know, I listen to these politicians on Facebook and these politicians on social media, and I will tell you, most of them are stupid. You know, what they really like doing is, they like seeing their face on all that and being cool and being famous and all that shit. There's only one page freezing up. It's my Facebook page. Hello, Shimbir. What up, man? Steve, what up? Man, I haven't seen you in a blue moon. I talked to Michael the other day, though. You mentioned. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, either you like the price or you don't. But the plain fact of the matter is, we're our own worst enemy because if people weren't hauling loads for those rates, then that's not what the rates would be. I mean, really, think about it. So anyway, it got aggravating. You know, if we boycotted, just those of us in the gray area, us, if we boycotted one broker for 1 week, we wouldn't have to park any trucks, force anybody to go out of business, put people in a bind, you know, hurt people, make people feel bad, any of that stuff. It's a win-win situation. If we boycotted one broker for 1 week, rates would come up. Think about it. One broker, 1 week. But you can't do that. You know, nobody wants to do that. So, anyhow, we've been on here for an hour. I appreciate you guys. I'm having trouble with this G3 Trucks page. It's locked up, but nothing else is. Shaggy's page isn't locked up. YouTube is not locked up. Let's try it again next week. I'll try to come up with some stuff and do some go live stuff also. And anyway, I appreciate you guys coming. I enjoy doing it. And, you know, hopefully we'll help out somebody. Next week, we'll find something to talk about that helps, that actually helps people out. And then we'll go from there. But I'm going to be helping Shaggy. We're going to do some, we're going to be doing some government training, I'm told, later this week, I guess. We're going to be doing some of that. And I will tell you guys, GSA, which is the way I teach people to go in, to get involved in the government business. GSA is not taking any carriers now at all. They're shut down, and they probably will be at least until March, at least. So, I can teach people how to do it. I can teach people how to get started. I can teach people how to, get involved in the thing. But you're not going to get anywhere with GSA until at least March, and that's if they started up then. Last year they shut it down for a year, and a part of that was probably because of the pandemic. I don't know. I think so. They just didn't have any people there. But until they get back up and going and taking on new carriers, there's really nothing to do there except maybe subcontract, with some other prime contractors. You can do that. I wish I had something to offer you guys, especially like some of my friends like Mara and people like that have open deck trailers, because I wish I had something to do to keep you guys busy. I just don't. I haven't gotten involved. I'll go look. I'll see if I can make that work. Anyway, let's see if that thing's still hung up. Yeah, freezes up, Frank. Yeah, it's frozen here, but it's not frozen on YouTube or anywhere else. Just here. I don't know why. I'm gonna bail out anyway. Jamie, shit. Justin, I'll try to see you tomorrow. I gotta call Ricky and see what he's doing. He's doing a training thing this week. But I'll call you anyway. I got a thing I need to talk to you about. Anyway, appreciate you guys. I do. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. Otter say it's perfect on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's been an hour. That's all we need to do. Do an hour. That's good enough. I'll see you guys next week. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. If you need truck parts, I don't care what it is, call Justin at Circle C Trucks and Equipment in Tompkinsville, Kentucky. He's got everything. I don't care if you need a motor, if you need a transmission, if you need rear ends, if you need a body part, something on the body of the truck. He's got two full rows of Peterbilts. He's got Freightliners out the yin. If he doesn't have it, good luck. But he's got everything out there. He's got Kenworths. He's got a few internationals, not a whole lot. What he's got is pretty much relative to the trucks you see out there on the road. But he's got a lot of Peterbilt stuff, and he's a friend of mine. He will treat you well. Okay, I get on the internet on Tuesday night. I wear his hat, so that tells you anything. He will treat you right. He'll take good care. He's got a chrome shop. He's got all kind of shit, and his guy who works for him up there is Josh. Is really building up that chrome shop and getting a lot of different stuff in there for the truck. So if you want to look pretty, they can help you. Tires. I don't know. Hold on a minute. Let me switch back over a second. See if this thing opened up. No, it didn't. He's usually got tires, lots and lots and lots and lots of tires, new tires. So give him a call. Give him a shot and see if he can help you out. In the meantime, it's been an hour. I appreciate you. Take good care of each other. Some of you, I'll see you soon. All right? You guys have a good night. Have a good night. Frank G out.